you for joining us on this week's ClubCast. I am definitely in the presence of someone that has, I've known this young lady for several years, actually probably more years than she think. I remember her being at the Infinity unit and being in that little kitchen several years back, and just always, from my perspective, always was respectful, always had a good attitude, and every time I seen her or saw her, she was doing something for a younger club member, even when she was a young club member. And I never really had that opportunity to tell her this, but I've always watched and kind of observed some of those good qualities, good traits. Yaluris YaYa Torres. I'm just gonna call her Yaya for the purposes of this taping, but she truly is a Yaya, whatever Yaya means. But what I will tell you is I am extremely proud of you and the accomplishments that you have made over the last few years. And while I don't know you back in your early days, just based on what you have told us and your speech during Youth of the Year, you certainly have come a long way in your life. Being an Infinity Unit Youth of the Year, tell me a little bit about that. Walk me through what it was like to go through that process, not just the writings and that sort of thing, but what did it do for you internally? What was that process internally?
So the process originally started, in the beginning of this school year, August, September-ish. I wasn't really attending the Boys and Girls Club like that anymore because of marching band, my involvement within marching band. So my brother came home one day and he was like, they nominated you for Youth of the Year. And I'm like, what? I've barely been there. Didn't really go for the summer. I was in and out kind of seeing them, just popping my head in, saying hey. And I was like, they don't know me like that. So the next following day I had to go, and I was available to go because it was a Wednesday. And I went in and they were all clapping. They were like, you're representing Infinity. It's finally your time to shine. Show them how you've truly changed. So when they first really announced me as a nomination, I already felt like I was already a winner. I was already acknowledged among my peers for being someone that they look up to, being a role model and all of that. So it was like a role that I was really ready to embrace. And then after that, it was just, I had my ups and downs within the competition, really doubted myself about winning or not. I actually went against my best friend for club level. So it was like, I don't want to lose, but I don't want her to lose because it's going to put her down. And it was just a little nerve-wracking, you could say.
Right.
But in the end, it's really skyrocketed me in many places, and I feel much more confident about myself.
Well, that's great. I remember listening to you going through those early rounds of your speech and then hearing you at the actual Youth of the Year. I was very impressed that you took the mic out of the holder and you just kind of walked and paced the stage and really gave people a really good glimpse of who Yaya was. That was amazing. I want to bring something else to you that you probably don't know. Is one of the things that I personally do when I'm listening to you guys' speeches or listening to teens like you talk is to really focus on what are you really trying to tell me. So one of the things that you told me was we let a couple staff members go, rightfully so, for specific reasons which we won't discuss today. But you talked to me about the importance of relationships and how when we let certain staff members go, how we end up losing teens, and we end up the teens are having a trust. And you really laid out for me and Melanie this day what we could do better versus potentially letting a person who has great relationship qualities. And so as a part of what you did, you allowed me to go back and look at our own policies as to how we're going to release people from the organization. Maybe they're just not the right fit for a specific position. So thank you for that, because you allowed me to go back to my team and say, we have to do this different. and we have to really look at the numbers. Not that we just have bodies of teens in the room, but do we have the same teens, and are they the same relationships that we want to continue to build from kindergarten through 18? And maybe in the future we'll be not even just stopping at the age 18, maybe we'll go to 23, you know. So thank you for all of that. Is there anything else that you want to say to the people that are listening? You're a senior now.
Yes, I am.
So talk to us about that.
Senior. With that, everyone thinks it's all easy once you get to your senior year, but for the younger kids that do watch, and for the rest of the young, youthful children, it's not. It's not at all. This year, I was lucky to be able to have reduced classes, have senior privileges, but if I wasn't, I see most of like my peers struggling to keep and maintain their grades. Senior year isn't your year to slack at all. They say that's your year that you can just lean back and chill and just be like, I showed up. It's really not. You have to make sure that you're applying to those colleges, applying to scholarships, keeping up your GPA. Your senior year is also the year that you have to be most active. Personally, for other factors that you might have to consider when applying to a scholarship or a college, they want to see not only grades but commitment. So thankfully, the Boys and Girls Club helped me show commitment within my scholarships. I know I applied through a couple of scholarships through the Boys and Girls Club,
yes,
and they were all like, wow, 8 years being a teen, having to go through multiple teen directors, multiple program specialists, different club directors, but you stayed committed because you liked the program. Thankfully, I earned most scholarships that I applied to, and currently I hold 2 acceptances. Not just 2, but those are my priority. I have a 2-year at FSU and then a 4-year at IU.
Oh, very nice.
So full rides, the 2-year full ride, and then the 4 years full ride for FIU. So right now it's just really a toss-up, and for me to be able to say that the Boys and Girls Club helped me with that, it's just truly amazing, and it's just something that I want the rest of my school, especially Westwood, to try to embrace and try to connect with, because it's been a true blessing.
That's awesome. Well, you see what we go through, right? Like at the end, this is what we go through, and our jobs are to work with kids who need us the most, which is all kids. No kids are left behind, no exceptions, right? So thank you for being on. And there was one more thing I was going to say, but I can't remember what it is. But I look forward to you making one of those decisions and us celebrating.
I will.
As well, I look forward to Senior Day at Boys and Girls Clubs, because we try to celebrate you as best we can, and we want to stick with you through that college experience.
Most definitely.
So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon.